to my channel. I hope everybody's been well and everyone's been doing good. So I just wanted to do a video for you to actually get to know me a bit more, and how I think and my day-to-day life, okay? So as you can see, this video is called How to Clear Your Throat Chakra and the Importance of Clearing Your Throat Chakra. So a lot of people might be thinking, what is throat chakra? What is it? So let me just explain it to you quickly. The chakra system is basically what refers to the energy centers we have in our body, okay? There's actually about 114, there's probably thousands more that's undiscovered, but there are 7 main chakras, okay? I've got a little diagram here to show you so you can see where they're based, starting from the bottom, which is the root chakra, coming all the way up to the crown chakra. Okay, as you can see, there's 7 that we've mostly focused on, but as I said, there's so much more. And yeah, so just take a look at this, and I'll get back to explaining it. Okay, why it's important to clear your throat chakra is because at the end of the day, you're speaking your truth. You actually feel peace within, you know, you feel like you can communicate a bit better with people. And sometimes it might not even be you that's the problem. Sometimes people might have an issue receiving things. So that's one thing you have to be able to separate. It's not you, sometimes it's them, okay? So first of all, a lot of people that know me know that I'm very vocal with everything I do. Everything and anywhere, I'm always vocal. And I don't think a lot of people understand why. Some people do, some people don't. And this is a perfect reason for me to make this video. I feel like when I don't speak my truth and when I don't clear my throat chakra, okay, I can't communicate. I can't look at that person that's probably caused all of this. I can't look at them. Like, our eyes will literally not make four. I cannot look at the person. I cannot sleep at night. I literally lose sleep. Okay, so I don't know if anyone else has the same problem, but sometimes when we don't communicate and we don't feel like we've said enough, we go to bed and we let it fester on our minds. You know, we sit down and we think, oh, I should have said that, I should have said this. Like, however long it takes you to do it, you just make sure you clear that throat chakra. You make sure you're speaking your truth at all times, because what you're also doing is you're silencing yourself, you're silencing your spirit. It has a knock-on effect. Then you feel like you can't speak to people, you have a communicating issue, and this is where we want to just be able to move forward. You know, we want to be able to communicate with people. We want to be able to speak our minds and speak whatever we feel like we can, because why can't we? Like, why can we not be able to communicate with somebody? As I said, sometimes it might not even be you, it could possibly be them, you know. And I'm a kind of person, I'm very true to myself, I'm very real with it. I don't ever, like, I don't find the need to lie, you know. I just don't need to, because who are they? Why do I have to lie to you? What difference is it going to make me lying to you? And yeah, so I just want you to understand the importance of it and what harm it does to yourself, you know. How to clear your throat chakra is by, as I said, speaking your truth. You don't always have to be so angry, you don't have to be so abrupt with it, you don't even have to argue about it. You know, there's different ways you can actually do it. For example, maybe a situation at work, you know, and you feel like you could have said something, you should have said something, then by all means, you know, pull that person to a side and say, you know, I feel like, and is there any way that we can discuss this, whatever the situation may be. You have to be able to speak your truth. You can always be yourself around everybody once you're able to speak your truth. You can be around everybody and anybody and be able to communicate with different kinds of people in different ways. You don't always have to be so silenced all the time. You know, by these people making you feel like you can't communicate with them and feel like you can't speak to them, it does do you harm. And instead, you got to put yourself first at all times. You always have to put yourself first, you know. For example, I can give you a couple of examples, right, where I've had to speak my truth, whether it be at work or in love life. I can give you so much examples, but I'll start by giving you one from a work perspective, because I can only relate to day-to-day living. I can't relate to anything other than that. So there's a situation that had happened in my work life. This was a couple of years ago. This is nothing that's happened today or yesterday, this is years ago. And basically the girl was quite young. I was a bit younger, but I was older than her, but she was quite young, much younger than me. And I was the first person that she was training. Unlucky for her. So when she was training me, and she was just basically like, click there, don't click there, don't do that, do this and do this. But I wasn't actually understanding why I'm doing all these things. I don't get it, you know. I mean, so I was quiet about it for a good couple of weeks. You know, I'm talking about at least 8 weeks. I was just like taking in information. And when I got home, I was going to bed and I was sitting down thinking, it doesn't make sense. Like, why am I clicking there? Why am I clicking there? And then after a couple of weeks, I was like, oh, that makes sense why I'm doing that. But again, I found myself overworked. I was working twice as hard just to understand her because she didn't know how to explain it to me. So I thought, okay, now that I've figured out where the problem is, maybe I can go to work and explain to them that I don't understand. And if you can, when you're telling me to do things, if you can tell me why I'm doing it, what happens if I don't do it, you know, the importance of knowing my job role, maybe, if that makes sense. Like, you can't just say click there, I don't know what I'm doing. So what does that mean, you know? So I thought, okay, I figured out the problem. Racking my brain at night times, couldn't sleep. I was sitting down and thinking, okay, so if I did that and I did this, then So I said, okay, what I will do is when I get to work, I'll explain to them, okay, so I think I'm having difficulties understanding, you know, if there's any way you can break it down for me a bit more as to why I'm doing this, what happens if I do this, what happens if I don't do this, you know, just break it down for me a bit more, because I'm training myself twice as hard, you know. I'm literally going home and thinking about it, writing things down, thinking how do I make the best of it without trying to come across too complaining or difficult, you know. I'm just trying to do the best I can do, and I can't do that if I don't know what I'm doing. So as I said, she was training me, and I went to work the next day once I figured out the problem, and I said to her, okay, so what I figured out, I see where I'm going wrong. It's because I don't understand why I'm doing all of these things, and I don't understand the importance of what I'm doing. So if you could probably just break it down for me a bit more. She didn't like that. She's a young girl. It probably came across to her as a challenge, but it wasn't a challenge. Again, that's her problem. That was not a challenge. That's me saying to you, can you break it down for me, because I don't get it. You know, why am I doing all these things? She took it to management. Management had a meeting with me and said to me that I'm having difficulties learning what I'm doing. And I'm not having difficulties learning what I'm doing, because I'm being able to do it the whole time. But I just need to know why I'm doing it. So, you know, they said to me they can't keep me on. So in my head, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because if you find a problem for me to say to you, if you can break it down for me, then clearly this place is not for me, you know. And I was left happily knowing that I explained to them where I was going wrong, explained to them where she was going wrong as a trainer, and maybe the next person that she brought in after that, she could break it down to them a bit more. The next person that she trained, she understood where she was going wrong. Why should she click here? What does that mean if she doesn't do that? The perfect example of me speaking my truth, clearing my throat chakra. All I done was ask them to explain to me why and what am I doing. You can't just say click there, click there, click there. What happens if I don't click there? Is that wrong for me to say? Then, of course, it dawned on me. This place wasn't for me, clearly, because if I can't actually sit down and explain and communicate with my manager or communicate with the person that's training me, then I don't know what I should do. I'm not going to just play dummy and click there for the sake of clicking there. I'm going to need to know why I'm doing it. Perfect example. This person was not for me. The place that I was working at was not for me, because then I found that when I left there, I got into a position higher. So why it's so important to clear your throat chakra is because if I didn't, I would still be sitting there, clicking there, not knowing what I'm doing. I simply expressed it to them. They couldn't handle that. And that's sometimes people are not everybody is going to be able to understand you, okay? But the main thing is, as long as you understand you and you can find peace within, then that's all that matters, okay? I didn't really mind not going back to that place because the girl couldn't train me. I didn't know what I was doing, so that's fine. Look for another job. I was in a job that, say for example, they had a meeting with me the Wednesday, I was in another job by the Monday. It's not, when you speak your truth and when you clear your throat chakra, things happen for you easily. It didn't take no more than a week for me to find another job and go to another place. But what I did do, okay, is I applied the knowledge that, okay, so maybe they don't like when you speak so much, maybe they don't like it, you know. So what I did was I just kind of, when the person was training me, asked as I was going along, rather than bringing it up to them. I asked as I was going along. What does that mean? What am I doing here? Why am I doing that? But at the time, before, I couldn't grasp that because I was just clicking there, clicking there, clicking there. So I was like, okay, now I can see my problem, reflect on myself. Don't go to management. Don't sit down and challenge the girl. Just when they're training you, you ask. You know, I'm not silenced. We got on much better. I can learn what I was doing. And it was a stepping stone for me. You know, I learned from the previous trainer. When the next person trains me and if they don't know how to train, then ask as I'm going along, okay? My thing there was, I shouldn't have been silenced. So my thing is they wanted me to just keep learning by clicking. And that's not how people learn. Everybody learns in different ways. You know, I learn by doing. Some people learn by hearing information. I learn by doing it. So I do it as I'm going along. That's just how it is, you know. Sometimes we go through even love life. Like we might even have a love life situation. And I'm not here to break up no happy homes. And I'm not here to sit down and give any advice to someone that's been in a relationship for a long time. Like, you must know, do you know what I mean? You must know how happy you are and how you feel. So this is for people that's actually getting to know people, or on the path of trying to find the right person. You know, like for example, a guy that was trying to talk to me, met him, went for dinner, asked him a couple of questions, he didn't want to answer them. That was already a raving red flag, okay? Then when you got down to it, he's telling me that he's got how much girls and a baby on the way, do you know? And it's like, okay, so you're trying to sit down and convince me as to why I should stay around you. Why? Because we click, we've got good energy, we can communicate, we can talk. But at the same time, is this something that's good for me? Like, you can't even communicate with me by answering my questions. So why the hell is this going to be something that's good for me, you know? So when I got to the nitty gritty and find out how much girls he's got and that he's got a baby on the way, you know, it's a thing where now, okay, so when you spoke to me, what was you expecting? Where are we going to go from here? And the thing is, a lot of people might just say, oh, you know, it's having a good time, YOLO, you only live once. What you're doing is you're blocking yourself. You need to be able to filter them out. Use a sieve and filter them out. Like, how was this going to be able to be a part of my life? Like, if I didn't answer the questions, if I didn't sit down and have these kind of conversations with you, you still try to convince me that I should stay. How am I going to stay? What, like, I had to just ask one question, like, would you want this for your mum? Did you want this for your sister, your daughter? No. So why would you think it's good enough for me? Later, see you later, and next. Do you know what I mean? Perfect example of clear my throat chakra. He tried everything he could do to convince me that this was the right thing to do. We're getting well. I want to be able to understand you. I want to be the person that, you know, gets to know you. You just sound like you're selfish. You sounded like you wanted your cake and eating it too. Why should I sit down and settle because you want to be able to get to know me and understand me, let alone you got a baby on the way and how much? Yeah, selfish, disgusting. See you later. Do you know what I mean? So it's so important to just clear that throat chakra. Say how you feel at all times, because if you don't, people take the piss out of you. They literally walk all over you, think that they can, and it's not fair. You know, just don't be silenced. Always be able to speak your truth, always, at all times. Don't let these people make you feel like you can't communicate. Don't let them feel like you're the issue. You're not the issue. You have to be able to speak your truth and clear your throat chakra by all means, because if you don't, you're gonna make yourself be a target. You know, it comes across a bit weak. Sorry to say, it does come across a bit weak. When you're speaking your truth and when you're being able to speak, you know, you gain respect. You gain a lot of love. Yes, you may lose a lot of people in your life, but at the same time, those people are not supposed to be in your life. You need to understand that. Not everybody around you is supposed to stay in your life forever. Unfortunately, it's a sad reality, but it's the truth, okay? Like, there's situations, I can give you so much different situations, okay? But those are the two that stick to me the most. Situation at work, when I voiced my opinion, they fired me. That's fine, because I ended up in a better job anyway. Always going up. When you're doing these things and you're speaking your truth and you're staying true to yourself and your spirit, you will always be able to level up. Okay, it's a blessing in disguise. You'll not see it at the time, but trust me, that is the best way to do it. I can't actually make it. I don't know how else to explain it to you, you know? Like, when I used to find that when I didn't speak my truth and when I didn't, you know, clear my throat chakra, as I call it, I lost sleep. I couldn't communicate with these people. I couldn't look them in their eye. You know, I just felt off with them. I just couldn't communicate with them because why? Because I didn't get it off my chest. If I've had a disagreement with a friend or a guy or anybody else, you know, it's one of those things where if I can speak my truth and I can get it off my chest without you feeling away, or you might feel away, that's fine. But if you can't communicate with me after that, the weakness is within them, not within you, because you said how you feel. And if they can't handle it, then that's not your problem, that is their problem. Okay, so the main important message of this vlog is making sure that you're staying true to yourself at all times. And it's not because, again, you want to come across confrontational, you want to come across aggressive and all these things. There's many ways to skin a cat, as my mum says. There's so much ways to skin a cat. You don't always, what I didn't know when I was growing up is, yes, I was very vocal, but at the same time I was very, you know, I didn't know how to do it at the same time. Like now, I can do it professionally, I can do it in a friendly way. Because sometimes people might even disguise disrespect as a joke and then call you sensitive. No, you're not sensitive. You pick up on them, so you call it out. People say, oh, Terry, you're so sensitive. I'm not sensitive. I'm just trying to disguise disrespect as a joke. That's just all it is. So now it's a thing where people are like, oof, I wouldn't say that to her if I was you. Yeah, don't say it to me, because at the same time, if you're having to hold back on what you're saying, then clearly the other person is wrong. Don't make yourself be a target. Speak your truth at all times, okay? All times, at any place. As I said, there's many ways to do it. You don't have to always go and just be like, I'm saying this and this is what I'm saying. No. You can sit down and say, okay, well, I don't like the way things went today. Is there any way we can address it? Is there any way we can move forward by it? You don't have to, and just, you can go home and speak to your mum, your family, whoever. Would you believe? That's fine, but what I said was, I don't like the way you carried yourself today. I don't like the way you said that about me today. I don't appreciate being spoken to like that. However you got to say it, say it. Because at the end of the day, you'll sleep better at night time. They will respect you more. And if they don't, they're not for you. Any strong person should be able to communicate with you. If they can't, babe, you don't need them in your life. Same place with my workplace. All I said was, can you break it down for me? In a nutshell, can you break it down for me? They didn't like that. Oh, she's hard to train. I'm not hard to train. Clearly, there's a training issue within yourself. Because if I can't say to you, can you explain to me, then who can? I'm the person that's meant to be learning on this job. And if I can't even express that, then you're not for me. Again, left there, got a better position, got a better place, better pay. See you later. You're not for me. Yes, at the time I was upset. Yes, I might have shedded a few tears because I was like, why does this always happen to me? But every time it's happened, I've always ended up better off. Always ended up better off. So it's one of them things where when you're speaking your truth, blessings will always follow you. Always, you know. You can never be silenced. You can never be silenced. And that's the main thing here. Just don't let them be able to silence you. And that is the important message of today. Always speak your truth. Clear your throat chakra. Just make sure you're able to do it in a professional manner, to where you're not putting yourself at any risk. Because what I've done is I've had to learn by getting fired, or I had to learn by my own mistakes, kind of thing. So I'm here as someone that's literally been able to apply it different places. For example, as I said, my new position that I am, where I started to work, when they were training me, I just said, okay, so can you just tell me, can you show me, can you just break it down for me so I can understand at the time, so that it's not coming across to them as confrontational when I'm going back to discussing it with them, and I'm not racking my brain at night time. Simple. We all win either ways, you know. Yeah. And yeah, so I just want to make sure that we're all doing this, because like as I said, it's so important to your spirit, your soul, everything. Like, it's what I believe in, and that's the number one reason as to why people always think I've always got so much to say. I haven't always got so much to say. It's just a simple fact that maybe you don't want to hear it. Maybe the weakness within you can't understand that, you know. And that's not a me problem, that's a them problem. And I want everybody that's actually watching, subscribe to me, and I need you to understand me as a person. I will never be silenced, you know, and neither should you. No one should be silenced. You should always be able to communicate with people. And as I said, it's not your fault that they can't receive information. That's them. You've said what you've had to say. You're strengthening your spirit. You feel stronger within. Do you know what I mean? You can actually communicate with different kind of people. But you'll come to find that the people that you attract after that will be nothing but strong people, real people that you can communicate with. Before, like for me, there's all kinds in my life, all kinds, you know, and I'm not trying to say they're not still in my life, but at the same time, I can pick and choose where I go and where I want, when I want to, because again, it's down to me, you know. And if I can't sit down and sieve people out, and you know, then what am I doing in life? I'm just going in a circle. And this is where we need to move forward and just, you know, clear the blockage that's there. Speak your truth. Make sure you can actually make sure the person, however they feel, is not on you. You said it, you haven't said it in a disrespectful way, you said it in a respectful way, and how they receive the information is not your fault. Just remember that, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I need you guys to actually comment, subscribe, share it. Let me know what other sides, let me know what more you want to know. Let me know if there's anything I've missed. You know, there's so much that I can sit down and talk to you about when it comes to spirituality, because I'm so spiritual, you know. So just let me know, communicate with me in the comments. Just communicate with me. Let me know what else you want to know. Let me know if there's any other situation that I've been in and what I did with it, or what I would do in a situation like this. Just communicate with me. I don't bite. Always willing to talk to people. Like I'm a people's person, you know. So just let me know what you think. And as I said, speak your truth, guys. Don't be silenced by nobody. Never, ever. And this applies to people that's over the age of 18, okay? Don't be disrespecting your mum because she told you what to do. Go and do what she said to do, okay? This comes in life experiences. When you're a bit older, you can, okay? So this is more for the adults that's going through day-to-day life, that sometimes we struggle with communicating with people. There's always ways. If you want to write it down, send an email. Even if you want to vent and you can't vent, so you vent to your family member, but you explain to the person, this is what I mean when I said that, and this is what I mean. Just do it. There's no harm done to yourself, I should say. How they receive it, again, is their problem. Just make sure you're able to communicate with these people and get it all off your chest. That way you sleep better at night. Well, I sleep better at night. You can probably look the person in the eye, and you probably gain a bit more respect for them, knowing that you sat down and had that conversation, and they can, if they're a strong, confident person, they won't be threatened by it. Only the weak is threatened. Only the weak. It's the truth. I'm sorry, but only the weak is threatened when you speak. And that's just a fact. I mean, if you can sit down and communicate with someone and they can just be like, okay, I respect that, then they're strong. They're for you. You know, they will help you elevate in life. They will help you get to where you need to be. But the second you've spoken, if they fire you, or the second you've spoken and they don't want to be around you no more, that's good for you. That's good for me. That's good for you. Because you know why? That person ain't for you. They're not supposed to be in your life. So just let them go. Better will come, and you're clearing the path for better. You're literally clearing the path for better. That's just it. Okay? Let me know what other videos you want me to do. Communicate with me. Make sure you're following my Instagram, because it will come up there as it does. Make sure you're subscribed, put the bell on, and comment, please. Please do so, okay? Because I need, if you want more content, like 2 videos, 3 videos a week, you need to be communicating with me, guys. Just communicate, send me a message, you know? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure, as I said, you're subscribed so you can see all my videos when I post them. And let me know what else you would like to know about, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you soon.